Hi, Eric. You are our new referee in our community. Where are you from?
Thank you so much. I'm new. I'm from Rwanda. I was here in Poland since 2020. I'm here for studying. I studied at the University of Life Sciences in master study in biotechnology. And it is a pleasure to be part of you in this fantastic league and volleyball country.
Uh, why you choose Poland for study? Do you have any an experience from your friends, from your colleagues?
Poland is is the country that is developing nowadays. You see, it is welcoming many international, not only in the study but also in the business. So choosing Poland, it's a right way because it can be an open gate for the European and international scene. So I think I'm really happy for that. Beside that, a sportsman and volleyball in Poland is well advanced. If I'm not mistaken, Poland is ranked as the second in senior, and it's alongside Brazilian. The youngest, the junior, are ranked the first in the FIFA ranking of this year. So I think in the sport area, I'm really choosing the right countries to be developing my volleyball referees or judging. And I think it is also a good way in the strengthening my academic study. Thank you.
Can you tell us something about volleyball in Rwanda? What is the league? There is a lot of people playing.
Rwanda is among developing country, but is trying to do their best for the volleyball. We have some activities that shows that volleyball in Rwanda will be continue to be in big state. In 2020, we have awarded to organize the African national competition that was give the ticket to one team that will play the World Cup in the Russia, and men and the women. So it's a country that welcoming visitors, and we are really happy that the Rwandan government are putting an effort in the area of sport, including volleyball, of course, and they are trying to do their best. We have different clubs and leagues, and nowadays we are playing in a grouping where the teams are grouped in one area and they play their first and the other second. So they are counting the point for the team that have got on that round. After that, they will see the best of the team that will be the champions. So volleyball in Rwanda is in developed, and I see that we have potential in young, and it will be continue. Maybe as a referee, and referee always is a teacher, I think I will see something you are doing the best here in Poland, as long as you have the best league in the world. And I can try to talk to my colleague in the federation. They can learn from you and try to develop and build the greatest volleyball team that can compete worldwide.
Most of the children are women or guys.
On the women's volleyball is not much more advanced than compared to the men, because of course in Africa, not only in Rwanda, the men have alongside didn't get some rights, but nowadays they are trying to do to introduce them, because sometimes women are shy and they are not exposing themselves. But if you look at 6 years ago and now, we have progress in women's categories, but men are advancing, and the youngest in men, we have a potential and we will have a great prayer in the future.
We have to stop because... can you count how many clubs are in Rwanda? Just about, it's for example like 5 different villages or cities, or maybe 20?
Rwanda is not a big country like this Poland. When you look at the Rwanda, it's not big one, so we don't have many clubs. I think, if I remember, we have 8 active clubs that played in the first league, and those clubs comes from different regions. We have like 7 regions that have much more clubs, like the Gisagara district, and most of clubs are concentrated in the Kigali city, which is the capital of Rwanda. In men we have such 8, but in women you have 6. I'm not sure if it is exact numbers, but you don't have much more clubs that plays. Their level are very good because they choose to make 2 divisions. One division is for seniors and the other division is for young, but for the young it is mostly for the schools, from the high schools. And those students, because you know the calendar of the study, they are praying according to the calendar of education. So the second division is where those coaches and the other trainers are going to see if there are players that are improving to be introduced in the senior clubs. So according to the regions, are not much more, but we have some clubs that are acting and very well playing. And most of clubs are connected with the organizations and institutions in Rwanda, like university. If you see like the other institution like Rwanda Energy Group, and the other one which is connected to Army. So those are the clubs because of the financial, it needs to be connected with the other institutions, because we don't have many collaborations with the other, like advertisements from the TV or the other website. So that's why they are connected on the institution.
There are in Rwanda just volleyball in Halle, or it's also very common, for example, beach volleyball? Because beach volleyball is more and more popular in Poland.
Yeah, we have beach volleyball. We have honored to organize 2-star and 1-star. I was part of 1-star because the 2-star volleyball organization, the World Volleyball Organization 2-star, I was not there. I was already traveled to Poland. But for the 1-star, I was honored to be part of it, and we are trying to do our best. We have also 2 players that have played the finals of World Cup in 4-star that was held in Germany. And of course, we have the referee, who is an international beach volleyball, who honored to be in that championship in Germany, and he was published on the book of rules. So it's an honor for Rwanda and for him. And we have beach volleyball, which is advanced, and we have 2 international referees in that game, and the organization is good. But because we don't have sea, we don't have ocean. We usually use the rack. We have a big rack that the sand is not fine to receive much more other competition. Maybe beach volleyball, we can create it. It's not only for the water on the other one. maybe when we will get such sand that are special, we can also award it to receive 5 or 4 stars, and which volleyball in Rwanda are trying. But most of the time, the Rwanda Volleyball Federation was connected together, but in these days, they want to separate it. Beach volleyball will going to play their own league, and they have their own regulations, because you know the rules are different. And the indoor volleyball will also play in the other calendar. So they're trying to separate it so that the people, the player will be choosing which games they are going to focus on. So in that terms, we will getting much more players that have the energy and competition worldwide.
How long are you referee of volleyball?
Good question. I was a referee since 2013. Before I was being a referee, I played volleyball. You know, I told you that volleyball was played in school. When I joined the school, I was trying to play volleyball. When I get in the last year of my high school, my colleague called me that even though you are playing volleyball, but you are not on the height, it is better because of your potential to join our referees. And I was there, and it was fantastic. I started then in 2013. I got the training, yeah. So that training was sharp me to be a judge, and since then I was a referee. So 9 years of experience is a huge, that can be helped me to be like I tried to do my best in these judging activities.
There are also in Rwanda some steps. For example, in Poland, you start the referee since a very young child. After it's like regional tournaments, and after step by step, you can be like a national or international referees. It's the same in Rwanda?
Well, you know, always we try to do the categorization like it is in the worldwide, because we copy the international scene. So we have 5 international referees. Of course, they know how to organize those stages. In Rwanda, we have also categories, as you said, like here in Poland. We start as a beginner, and after being a beginner, you go to the next level for a regional. Thereafter, you become a national before you be international. But being international, you need to have many clubs or national teams that are being participated in international scene. In that way, we don't have many international referees that are joining the campaign, because in Africa they have recruiting many referees, but their countries are not participating in international competition. So if you have 5 or 6 international referees, but in a year or in 2 years, one of referees is going to be refereeing international scene, it's a mess, because when you are international and you don't have international matches to officiate, it's very difficult. For that sense, they are reducing recruitment for international sense, because you know it's a cost that will be given by the FIFA, FVB, international volleyball instructor, and they are not now recruiting many international referees. So in Rwanda, those international referees, they are trying to train the other young referees according to the way of performance, the level they are matching in, and they are categorizing in that way, and you have category as Poland.
This tournament, it's your second or third, and how do you feel in this our tournament? How do you see the children? What its level?
Well, as I said before, Poland is a volleyball country, and since I started with this, the young, because the first match was the young ladies, it was fantastic. I saw that they have energy, they have standing good in the court. It means they are minimizing the mistakes, which is really good for the young. What they need is the energy, because they are young. They don't have the energy like the elder one, but the way of playing volleyball is really fantastic. I think when we start at that level with the youngest, it will be maybe that is why the Poland are leading in the Europe, not only in the Europe, in the world. It's because of that organization. I was really impressed with the young ladies, and you know, that match we were finishing in the couple of hours. It was really good for these young men that are playing like that. At their 18th or 20th ages, they will be very fantastic. It's really good.
And the atmosphere, you hear that there are a lot of fans, and they follow to the children.
I think due to this pandemic, I think there are not much more spectators, but I will see in the future if the pandemic will be going slow down. So maybe some fans will come. But by now I see some of them are coming, and they are trying to reduce the measures of COVID. When COVID will not be here, I think fans will come, because I saw the Poland people like volleyball when you go to their pages, but it's also a big difficulty because of the languages. But you see most of the posts are their players that are playing World League, Volleyball National League, that are playing in the competition of Champions League in the clubs. You see that they are closer with their players, so they will be present in the court to make such atmosphere. It will be good in the future. I sense that I will see that it will be fantastic. By now, there are few fans. Maybe it's because of that pandemic.
How do you feel with communication? Because you know you understand Polish, but you prefer to speak with coaches and also with players in English. Do you find any difficulties, or it's easy?
Volleyball make it easy because you need to speak with the captain most of the time when you want to speak, and the captain knows that they will be on the international scene, and on the international scene they have to use international language. So if you are captain of the team and you are willing to lead your team, you need also to make that practice of knowing international languages. So captain, most of them, they are knowing English. When I meet them, so I ask if they can speak English, and most of them, they are speaking English. So I told them to talk to me in English when they are complaining for something, even though I didn't have any complaint so far, but if they are not comfortable, they can ask me, so I can refer to the second referee. He can tell or she can ask what she want to request for. And the second referee told me, so the match will be easy. So most of the time in volleyball, you don't need to speak, but you can show gesture. You can also if they are knowing the gist of the game, they know what is the fault, they know what is happening. So there is no much more difficulties so far, but also I have got colleagues and the volleyball referees here in Poland. who are fantastic. They are willing to help. They are helping me in any difficulties I got when I go to the website, when I go to anywhere. So they are giving a way of making my job easier. I think it will continue. If it will continue like that, I will be a good referee here in Poland, and I'm feeling that I am home.
I have to gratulate. I would like to tell you that all coaches visited and tell you goodbye. All told us that today the referees are perfect. And I think it's because of you, because I saw a lot of other matches, and very often there are a lot of complaints, and all coaches come to you, come to me, come to our colleagues, and very, very good tournament.
Yeah, maybe I'm not sure if that's because of to me, but when I'm working as a referee, I'm trying to minimize the mistakes, and I try to prepare the match before it starts. So reading the rules, if you know the rules that govern the games, you can make it a perfect game. You can trying to practice that rules. So it is very good. I'm really happy to understand that those referees are happy with my job, and I'm trying to continue like that and to make it more perfect than it is.
In Rwanda, you speak French and English. Am I correct?
Yes, you are right. We are speaking English and French.
There are two national languages.
Not really, but we have 4 our local languages, which is Kinyarwanda, and we also have Swahili, which is common in the region, not only in the East Africa, but also in the most of the countries that are around us. They are speaking Kiswahili, so that languages are introduced. But most of the time, the teaching languages in our schools is English nowadays, but before we used it to speak French, and both of languages are accepted in the country. But they can speak fantastic French, and the English is the teaching languages in the school, and most of youngs and the people in Rwanda, they can speak English very well and French as well.
But national languages like Swahili are also used at home.
Yeah, it's all used in home, or yeah.
Can you tell in your language something like greetings for Wielkopolska Siatkówka or something like that? Or tell, I am Eric?
Yeah, in Polish or in my language?
Your language.
In my language, yeah. Nitwa Eric Uwayiremeye, ndi muri Poland nk'umunyeshuri, ariko ninjiye mu mwuga wo gusifura, nakiriwe neza, ndabyishimiye. Murakoze.
Thank you very much, Eric, and see you next time in the volleyball match.
Thank you so much, and I thank you for your welcoming, and I think it will continue like that, and I will get such family, because in our country we say that volleyball is a family, and I got a family here in Poland. Thank you so much.